Hello, good evening, everyone. I hope I'm live right now. We'll just wait for some feedback just so I know I'm live. Okay, cool. So let's just get started. So I'm so excited to start today's live. I did a sample or a trial live yesterday. I don't know if you guys have seen those, that video. But yeah, so today we are going to be playing Long Shot, the dice game. Um, I know today is the finals for the T20 cricket match, and I'm pretty sure everyone's busy watching that. And if you guys are still here, means that means a lot. Anyway, thanks for joining this live. Okay, so we're here. So just to give you an idea about what this game is about. So basically, Long Shot the Dice game is a game where you have 8 horses racing. You're going to bet on these horses. You can even own these horses. But at the end of the game, you should earn more money. You should have more money than your opponents or the AI board. So that's basically how the game. That's basically how the game is, right? So you have to actually bet on these horses. It depends how you want to do it. It depends. Ultimately, that's not the only strategy that you want to use. You can use different strategies, but yeah, we'll talk about that as we um, play. All right. So what we'll do is I'll just give you an idea about the setup and the basic rules, just so that you're aware what I'm doing. And after that, the main gameplay and the rules involved in the main gameplay will learn it as we play. I hope that's okay. So yes, we have these wooden tokens of our horses here. As you can see, just lovely pictures, right? So we have these horses numbered from 1 to 8. All right, and we are going to start this race, and each of them have different names. So as you can see, horse number 1 has the name Chain Reaction. Then you have um then you have Too Lucky, Scattershot, Early Bird Special, so on and so forth. So all these, and they have different abilities if you own these horses. So the reason why you would want to buy these horses or own these horses is that they have special abilities. So when you play the game, throughout the game, it's going to give you some kind of abilities. Apart from that, to buy the horse, I'll just give you the idea about how this I hope you can see. Yeah, this is the horse card. On top it shows a cost. So basically I'll have to have $10 or 10 cash to buy this horse. This is a special ability. This basically means if I use if I do this particular particular action, I will be able to use this ability. Then we have the names of, not names, we have the other all the 8 horses mentioned here in each card as well. I'll tell you how that uh, comes into the play. That's basically what a horse card looks like. We have these tokens here. This is our starting line. This is also our finishing line. So we'll be finishing the race this way. We'll be going with the race this way. We have our player sheet, and so because I'm playing solo today, I have the AI sheet and also the player sheet. So I'll just give you an idea what the player sheet looks like. So there are some 10 or something randomization cards in the beginning that you draw for each of the players that is in the game. Here, since we have us and just the board, will be using one for the board and one for us also. So we'll be drawing two. So first, let's do ours. Okay, so now let's do the same for our AI also. So for AI, it doesn't have this concession table, so concession chart. So it will just be using this betting money, starting betting money. So he starts with horse number 1. Oops, that's a 3 USD, and then we have for 8 also. So probably this guy would want, AI would want these two horses to win the first, second, or third places. Okay. What else? Now again, we also start with some amount of money in the beginning of the game. We start with $12, while AI starts with 20. Now you can keep these away, like aside. We don't need that anymore. So now we are going to start the game. So how this starts? So what happens? So we'll be rolling dice. Okay, so we have 8-sided. We have an 8-sided die and 1, 2, and 3-sided die. I mean, it's a 6-sided one, but it has only 1, 2, and 3. So what it basically is that when you roll, this dice would basically tell us which horse that particular action is for, and this tells us, so this is for the movement of the horses. Okay, so this tells us horse number 2 is going to move, and this tells us how many steps horse number 2 is going to move. So here horse number 2 is going to move 3 steps. So here in the game it would be moving 3 steps, 1, 2, 3. Then what happens? So now comes the interesting part of this game. So this is one of the things that I absolutely love about this, the mechanics that I love about this game. And also another thing is that this is something that you want to strategize, right? So another thing is that in the beginning, as you might have already noticed, we have these, for each of these cards, horse cards, they have all the other 8 or all the other 7 horse numbers mentioned in the card, right? And it has a cross also. Here you can see 5 is crossed, right? So that means that whenever horse number 2 moves, horse number 5 also moves, but only 1 step. So in this case, horse number 5 also moves. Right. Then what you will do is, then next is a player's turn. Right. So now the first chance is for us to utilize this dice again. So now we how we would be using this 2 or this number on this dice is that you come back to our rule is applicable. So as you can see, there is one line here. This is the no bet line. I think that's what it is called, no bet line. So if your horse, if any of the horse, not just your horse, if any of the horse cross this particular line, you cannot bet on it again unless you have its helmet marked on in your play sheet. So let's say 2 reached here. So if this is not marked here, if this helmet is not marked here, means you cannot bet on it again. So that's the main rule of that's a main benefit of marking this helmet. And the rule is that even if you get a benefit from the concession, what is it, the concession benefit, if it has crossed this particular line, you cannot place bet on it. Bet on it. Yeah, so that's what marking the helmet means. So it's an exemption, basically. That's what it basically says. Or then what other thing that you can do is you can bet. You can bet up to $3. So at a time, even if you own $12, you can only place $3 at a time. Okay. And then the last action you can do is you can buy the horse. So if I feel like 2 is gonna win, or like if you feel like the benefit on this particular card is good, I can buy that card for after paying the $10. Depends whether it's worth it or not. So those are the actions that you can take when you roll the dice. Now what happens with the AI is that if you roll So that is basically the introduction for this game, the basic rules. I think that we have started. Yeah, so I think we can get started. Let's arrange everything back to the finish line, sorry, the starting line. Yeah, so I think we can get started. All right, so let's start with our first chance. Let me just get some coffee. This time I have come prepared with my coffee. You need your brain working. It's not a very complex game. It's an interesting game, but still, there is this back and forth. What is it? There is always this chance of you might feel like you're winning, but at the end of the game, at the very end, you actually lose. So there is always that suspense, which I love, and the mechanics. I love the mechanics of this game actually. Yeah. So let's just get started. So I'm going to roll my dice. Okay, so this means that horse number 3 moves 2 steps, 1, 2. And with horse number 3, who else moves? 1 moves. Okay, so what do I want to do with that? I think I'll bet $2 on 3. So that would be 10 for me. Now coming to AI, he would be doing 3 and 2, bet $1 on each owned horse. So it says bet $1 on each owned horse, but right now AI doesn't own any horse, right? So what we'll be doing is we'll be reading what the last row. We'll be reading what's on the last row. So 3 and 2, 3 and 2. So that would be advanced horse with highest bet 2 spaces. So right now, AI has placed $3 bet on both horse number 1 and 8. So when there is a tie, you always go with the horse with the lowest number. So that would be 1. So 1 moves 2 spaces. 1, 2. That's it. Now, so this particular action or the what is it? Yeah, the movement action is applicable only when you roll the dice. Okay. Otherwise, with these kind of AI actions, you don't have to move the other horses, just with horse number 1. I hope that's clear. So that's the end of 1 round. So we'll roll the dice again. So now 2 moves 3. 1, 2, and 3. So with 2 moves 5. So 5 has also started moving. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I think I'll just mark this concession here. What does AI do? 2 and 3. Mark last place owned horses box on. So he doesn't own any horses. So we'll just read what's here. Place free $2 bet on horse in lead. Ignore the no bet line. So this is one scenario where bet can be placed beyond this line that only AI can do. So right now we don't have to worry about that. So we'll be placing free $2 bet on the horse in lead. So the horse that's leading right now is, so there is a tie between 1 and 2. So we'll go with the lowest one. So we'll be putting 2 here. So that's a free bet. So we don't have to. Oh my God, I don't think you can see this properly. Yeah, I hope now it's visible, more visible. But yeah, so where were we? So we don't have to subtract that amount from his total amount. So that's the end of the next round. So we'll go with the next one, next roll. 4 moves 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So this is a tight competition. 4 moves 3 with 4 moves 2. Interesting. We might want to What do I want to do? 4 and 3, right? Do I want to bet? Do I want to mark? Maybe I will just mark. I'll just bet on this 2 more. So that would be 8. See here, the main thing that you have to remember is when you bet so much amount on one horse, you have to make sure that at the end, by the end of this game, that particular horse has crossed this no bet line. Otherwise, you won't be getting back any money back. Okay. So because, so if you can see here, this basically means that at the end of the game, if our horse has, or this particular horse has crossed the no bet line, you get back the money that you actually betted on, right? Otherwise, you won't. If it's behind this line, means you won't be getting any money. So at the end of the game, it doesn't matter like whether it matters to some extent whether your horse is going to win, like your owned horse is going to win, because that's going to earn you more points. But ultimately, you want to earn more money than your opponent. That's basically it. All right. So what else? So yeah. So what do we do? So I have added a bet. What else to? Okay, so now it's done. AI. Sorry. So 4 and 3 would be, I think it's just free $2. So that's that. So next roll. 1 moves 2, 1, 2 with 1 moves 6. Okay. Let me make space. What do I want to do? I think I'll 1, right? 1 cost $10. Suppose I can't buy it. So I'll just mark it here. 1 moves twice, bet $2 on lead horse. So the leading horse is 1. So he bets $2.07. So now it's not free. So you're gonna subtract that from this amount. So that would be 20. We roll again. Oh, 4 moves 3. 1, 2, 3. How much does 4 cost? 8. So I think it's good if so 2 also moves. Maybe I should buy this. I'll buy horse number 4. So that would be 0 money for me. Okay. All right. So what happens now? 4 moves 3. So he earns $2 again. No much action from the AI side. Okay. So we roll again. 7 moves twice. 1, 2. So with 7 whole moves, 1 move, 3 moves. That's it. What do I want to do? I would probably want to mark my 4 on that, so that I can make sure that at some point with the movement of 7, my 4 is able to cross this no bet line or even win. Yes. So what does AI do? 7-2. Players lead owned horse. Okay, that's not good. I own. So basically, it says players lead owned horse moves 2 spaces backward. So the only horse that I own is 4. So I'll be moving 1, 2. That was not good for us. That was definitely not good for us. Yeah. This is something that I should be really worried about, but the 8 hasn't started moving because, at the end of the game, if 8 for some reason wins, whatever amount he's going to bet on it, that is going to multiply 9 times. So we don't want that to happen. So anyway, 8 has not started the raise yet, so I'm not very worried about it. Still a little bit worried. So let's end up that round. So we'll roll again. 7 moves 1. Okay, 7 moves 1. So what are we going to do? Already marked the jersey. I think I'll just mark it here. All right. Okay, so 7-1. Mark lead owned horses box on. So whenever you see this dice kind of a icon, it means that you have to roll and see what number comes. 5. So basically it means mark lead owned horses box on 5. But right now AI does not own any horses, so we would be just looking at this one. Place free $2 bet on horse in lead. So again, one is leading, so this is not good for us actually. So it's a free bet. We don't own one. We do not have any bet on one. One is leading. We should be worried. Now this, if it for some reason ends in the first position, this guy is going to win a lot of money just by betting. We can't let that happen. So given a chance, I would probably want to move one backward, which is possible with these concession abilities. Okay, more coffee. It's not ideal to have coffee late at night like this, but well, we're playing a game, so I think it's just fair. All right, so where were we? Oh, so okay, we have added, so that was the end of that round. 4 moves twice, that's good news. I think what I'm going to do is I will be marking this one and I'll be marking this here. Now 2 moves. I marked it only now, right? So it's only in the next, from the next turn onwards. 4 will move 1 step forward. So when I roll for 4 again, it moves 1 step plus 1 step, which is good. You can do that. That's actually legal. That's completely legal. And what else? So now over to the AI. 4 moves twice. Free $2 bet on. So he places $2 bet, free $2 bet on 5. Okay. So that's the end of that round. 6 moves 3. Where is 6? Okay. 1, 2, 3. With 6 moves 2 and 3. Okay, 6 is moving now. We already have a bet on 6, so it's good. I'll do one thing. I think I'll just mark the jersey. So what does AI do? 6 and 3 is gain $1 for each X marked on the lead horse. So right now 2 is a leading horse and there is only 1 X marked here. I don't know if you can see. This is the cross, the X marked. So for each X marked, AI is going to gain $1. So he gains $1. So that would be 23. So that's the end of that round. 2 moves 1. Okay. I think we should probably bet some money on 2, but we do not have any money. Okay, so what I would want to do right now is mark this one, because if there's a chance that 2 might be crossing this line and I don't have, by then I might get some money and then I can bet on it even after it crosses this line. No bet line. So that's my plan. Let's see how it goes. Things can change. You see, in the last round 6 was somewhere here and now it's here. So things change very quickly in this game. So you have to be very careful. You have to watch all the horses. Even right now, it seems like 8 is dead for some reason. It hasn't even started the race. But yeah, let's see. What do I want to do now? 2 moved 1 with 2 moves 5. Okay, I have already marked this one here. So 2 and 1 is by lowest number unowned horse. Lowest number. That would be 1. So he gets horse number 1. That's not good for us because okay, now we have to be extremely careful. So this is where the problem is. Now this guy owns horse number 1, and he also has betted $9 on horse number 1. So given the scenario, like where horse number 1 wins this race, this guy AI is going to win $45 plus he's going to get $35. So again, I don't know if you can see on the board, you can see for the first position you get $35, $25 for second, and $15 for third. So that how you're going to earn that amount is you have to own those horses. So let's say if my 4 reaches here, it means that 4 reaches first, I will be winning that $35. But if it's not a horse that I own, I earn nothing from that. So you have to watch. Now the thing is that I can already see that this guy AI is going to win some money if horse number 1 moves in this space. So I have to be very careful here. What else? Okay. So that's the end of that round. Let's roll again. What did I say? So 1 moves 1 step. It's a good thing. It's only 1. So with 1 moves 6. I'm going to mark this. Okay. So what else? So 1 moves 1. So that is by lead unowned horse. This guy is buying a lot of horses. So lead unowned horse would be 2. That's not good for us. Oh my god, it's definitely not good for us. We need to do something here. I want that 6 to move. All right. I think it's okay. We'll plan something. All right, so that's the end of that round. Let's roll again. 7 moves 3. 1, 2, 3. So with 7 moves 1, it's not good. 4 moves, that's good for us. 3 moves. Okay. So what do I want to do with 7? Okay, I'll tell you one thing. So now let's see how the wild action works. What would AI want to do? 7 and 3. Mark lead own horses box on. So lead own horses, it's a tie, so he would go with 1. So where would he mark? On 5, on horse number 5, he should be marking 1, but since it's already marked, so I don't know if you can see on horse number 5's card, 1 is already marked, so we just go with what's there on this one. Place free $2 bet on horse and lead. That's again 1. That would be 11. Well, we have to make sure 1 doesn't win, or we need to try and put more money on horse number 1 so that at least we can kind of balance it somewhere. All right, so that's the end of that round. One moves twice. This is not good news for us. 1, 2. So with 1 moves 6. That's good. Now what I want to do is I want to put $3 bet on 1. Now I want to put some bet on 2 also. Let's see. So what would AI want to do? 1 and 2 is bet $2 on lead horse. This is definitely not going in our favor. Usually it's quite easy to win this game against AI, but for some reason yesterday, I don't know if you've seen yesterday's video, in yesterday's game and today's game, things are not going in my favor. So let's see how this works. And funnily enough, I was just going through this the games page on BGG, the forum, and I saw that people were discussing how it was very simple to win against AI, so we should come up with something, and then this is what happens. Right after I read it, I was doing this live yesterday, the trial live, and there was this huge difference. AI won by a huge margin, so I was quite surprised. Maybe it's because I didn't think through the game properly. I don't know what happened, but I found it quite funny, and same thing is repeating today. And another thing is that I had played this game maybe 5-6 times before I did the live, and I won each time, but then that happened, right? Yeah. Anyways, where were we? So yeah, so he did the bet. Now next turn, 4 moves twice, finally. 1, 2. So 2 moves. Okay, that's not good. 4 moves again. That's good. Okay, I want 4 to win. I will mark this here, so that even after it crosses this line, I can vote on it. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but yeah. So right now, I would want 1, 3, 4, and 6 to cross this line, because I have put a bet on these 4. All right, so AI's turn. 4 and 2 would be free $2 bet on. Let's see, 8. Oh, that's okay for us. 8 hasn't even started the race, so that's good for us. Yeah, next round. 6 move twice. Good news for us. 1, 2, and with 6 moves, 2 and 3 and 4. 2, 3 and 4. 6, right? I will mark this one off. So now for AI's turn, what is it gonna do? 6, 2. $3 $1 bet on each own horse. So that would be 14 for 1. $1 for 2. So that's a free bet. Wow. This hasn't changed. So again, at the end of the game, this is also going to add to his total score. So I don't know why he's not losing any money. And here I'm losing a lot. Okay. Okay, I just realized I have this ability. I can place bet on free bet. When plays on horses, you have no bet on. So probably I could put some $3. I think that's what it means. Maybe I should just go through the rule book for a second to see if that clears that. What was it? The horse abilities, does it say? Betting, free bet. Some abilities place free bets. A free bet is a bet you place but do not pay for. You cannot place free bets on horses past the no bet line unless you have the helmet for that horse. You can never place bets on horses that have finished. Okay, so maybe I should utilize that properly. Maybe I will use that to place bet on 2 if given a chance. The first one for sure. Okay, where were we? Okay, where were we actually? So I have marked this one 6 and 2. So done. The next round. And 2 moves twice. 1, 2. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bet, but I'm gonna use this. So I'll be putting $3 bet. This one. Utilizing this ability, okay, ability of my card number 4. Your bet is free when placed on horses you have no bet on. So right now I have no bet on 2, so I had used that. So with 2 moves all, 5 moves. Okay, that's fine. AI's turn. 2 and 2 is bet $3 on owned lead horse. So that would be this guy here, 3. That would be 4. That would be 20. Yeah. So why I was able to place this bet was because I had the helmet on, okay? I had marked the helmet. That's why. Okay. That's definitely not good for us, is it? You know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize this. I will take a 8. I will take -2, -2. So basically that means I can move 2 horses 2 spaces backwards. So that would be definitely 1, 2 and 1, 2. But I'm pretty sure they're going to come right after me very quickly. So yeah, that's what I want to do. I could have... Anyways. So that's the end of my turn. Over to AI. 2 and 1 would be by lowest number unowned horse, lowest number. 1, 2, so that would be 3. So he gets 3. Oh, this guy is buying a lot of horses. I have to make sure that none of those crosses the line. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. We've got this, we've got this. Okay, that's the end of that round. Okay, 2 moves 3, 1, 2, 3. So what I want to do here is I'm going to mark this one. Maybe I could have... There is a high chance that 2 is gonna win. Maybe I should put more money on 2. Maybe in the next turn I can do that. So right now I think I'll put 3 more here. So that would be 6. This would be 1. 8 hasn't started. I think 8 is disqualified. 8 hasn't even started the race. Okay. Okay. What else? What else? What else? So I'll keep this here. So you can see these three are owned by AI, okay? What else do we have? Okay, so that's the end of that turn. So now what can we roll? No, 2, 3 was marked last placed owned horses box on. Last place owned horse. So last, that would be 3. We'll be placing, so we'll be marking that on 6, but it's already marked. So we'll be going with place free $2 bet on horse in the lead. That would be 6. Again, not going in our favor. This guy is going to win 35. So yeah, at least we have to make sure that we win at least the second position. Yeah, so let's roll. 7 moves ones. Okay, so that moves 2 again, right? No, that moves 1. That moves 3 and 4. Good for us. So what happens with 7 now? I'll mark this. Because at the end of the game, this pair is going to give me $5 each. So at least I have to make sure that, you know, this helmet jersey pair is there. Okay, so that's the end of my turn. So on to AI. 7 and 1 is buy the horse. This guy is simply buying and buying and buying. My God, it's not good for us. So I have to make sure that 7 does not cross this line. Otherwise, this guy is going to keep. Oh, he hasn't placed any bet on it. So I hope it's going to be okay. But things can change. Yeah. So next round. 4 moves 3. Okay, that's good. 1, 2, 3. All right, guys. So, oh my God, this is actually great. So my 4 has moved 3 steps, but I have already marked 4. But the problem here is, okay, I'm going to win again. Oh, thank God 2 was at that position. Otherwise, you know, so when you move the horses based on this one, you start from the first one. So it goes in the ascending order. So first you have to see which one comes first. So it is 2. So first we move 2. But the good thing is that 2 is only in this position. If it was here, we would have lost. But it's only here, so it moves to this line. Now my 4 moves again. So it crosses the... See, this is what I told you. Things can change so quickly in this game. And that's so exciting. That's just, the suspense of the game is what really draws me into this. So my 4 has 1, so the 4 would be going here. Here's $35 for me. I get 35 plus 30, 60. So with the 4, I get 60. So that's good news. That's actually good news. So again, 2 probably is going to win the second position, but that's okay. Yeah, just reminding you that 8 is not leading. 8 hasn't even started the race. Just letting you know. So yeah, so that's the end of my turn with this one. What happens now? So 4, right? I rolled a 4, so I'm going to mark it here. And I am going to buy a horse. I'm going to buy 6. So I would be this one. Okay. So I got it for free because of the concession benefit. Okay, so this one basically means that I can buy a horse for free. Okay, moving forward, AI's turn. So 4 and 3 would be $2. This guy's just rich, and I'm here with my $1. I don't know what to do with that. Probably I should bet that also before the game ends. Maybe the 2, but I'm not really sure. Anyways, so next round, 3 moves 1, 2, 3. Now my main focus is to make sure that my 6 crosses this line, because 2 has crossed, 1 has crossed. Even 3 can cross. 4 has 1, 6 needs to cross this line. All right, so that's my focus. 3. What do I want to do with 3? We'll mark this here. I don't want to. Yeah, let's see how this goes. So with 3 whole moves, 1 moves. Okay, I forgot about that. And AI's turn. 3 and 3 would be mark all owned horses boxes owned. Okay. On 2, we are going to mark 2, 1, 3, and 7. I don't know if we can see. So it says you have to mark owned horses on horse number 2. So 1, 2, 3, and 7. I have marked that many. Where is it here? So these are all owned by AI. Okay. What else? What do we want to do? Okay, so that's the end of this round, right? Yeah, so next one. Okay, 4 moves twice, we have already won, but so in this scenario, these 2 moves, okay, whatever is on this horse number 4's card moves, so 2 moves, so of course 2 is gonna win the second round. So what I will be doing now is what do I want to do? What do I want to do? So I'll probably just mark this one here, and I'll use this one here. So I can move. So that basically means I can move 3 spaces forward for any of these horses. So I'll be doing that for my 6. 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. So yes. Okay, so that's that. Okay, now over to this guy here. 4 and 2 would be free $2 bet on 7, 3. Next round. 2 moves twice. 2 has already moved. I mean, it has already won. So it would be moving 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. So what do I want to do with that? You know what? So I can mark this. I think I should be able to mark that even if 2 has 1. Let me just clarify that. Mark an X on a jersey space that matches this one, then go to the horse card matching. It doesn't really say anything about it, so I think it's okay to once 3 horses cross the finish line. It doesn't really say anything about that, so I think it's but it definitely says about the betting part, so I'm pretty sure it's possible. But what I want to do here is yeah, mark this. So over to this guy here. 2 and 2 is bet $3 on owned lead horse. So the owned lead horse is right now 1. That's not good for us. I would want 3 to win at this point. I have to make sure that 3 wins, not 1, because this guy has a lot money. Oh, I want 6 to win. If 1 wins, this guy is going to get a lot of money. I have to make sure that that doesn't happen. So what do we have here? 2 and 2 is bet $3. Okay, $3. So that would be 17. So this would be 19. What do I want to do? I think I'll roll. That was the end of that round, right? Yeah. 5 moves 1. With 5, 1 moves. Not good for us. 4 moves. 4 has already moved. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this. I'm going to take this. And I'm going to use this one in hopes that this guy moves 3 steps backward. 1, 2, 3. Okay, but I think it's quite easy for 1 to come back. But yeah, so that's that for me. Now for the AI's turn, 5 and 1 would be buy the horse. So this guy keeps on buying horses, but I'm not very worried about this point. I'm not very worried about it at this point because, well, I think 5 might not cross his line, so that should be okay. What do I want to do? So that's then, right? Yeah. So next turn, 1 most twist. What did I just tell you? 1, 2. That would be 6 also more. That's good for us. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip this. So another rule. So right now, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, I can either use this proper roll or I can do what I can move with the secondary movement action from the other horses. But it's still good news. It's still good news. So the problem is that I haven't marked this jersey, I mean horse number 6 on any other horse. So movement might be slightly difficult, but that's okay. We'll see how it goes. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, I am going to, okay, I can't do that. I think I should put, I think one is just, one, should I do that, or one is just behind this no bet line, so I can definitely bet on it, and I think he's gonna cross this line, so yeah, I think I'll use that. So that would be 6 here. We get some money. I should have marked the helmet. Now I can't even place a bet on 6, even if it reaches, let's say, 3rd position. Okay, now over to this guy. 6 and 2, free $1 bet on each owned hole. Oh my god, free. So that would be $1 bet, right? Free $1 bet. So starting from 1, it would be 18. 2 has already won, so we cannot place any bet on it. Then we have 3, 5, and 7. All right. Yeah. So that's that. What else? What else do we need? So that's the end of that round. Next round. 5 moves twice. 1, 2. With 5 moves 1. 4 moves. Okay, that's fine. What I'm going to do is I am going to mark on his jersey. Mark 6. Okay. Now over to this guy. 5 and 2 is bet $2 each on 2 lead horses. So 1 and okay, that would be 20, and for 6 that would be 4. This would be 13. Oh my god, my 6 has to win. 8 finally starts. So horse number 8, the Nitro Nelly, has finally woken up and he decides to move 3 steps forward. So what we are going to do is, well, what can I do? I think I'm gonna, oops, yeah, I'm going to mark on his jersey horse number 6 and 3 buy horse. So he's gonna buy, he has, okay, so I think all the horses, this is the first time this has happened. Okay, all the horses belongs to someone. I just own 2 and this guy owns all these other 6 horses. So everything on this side is owned by, like everything on the side is owned by horse number, sorry, AI. Good for him. Okay, so 8 and 3, that's done. I should either roll 8 or 5 again. 1 moves 3, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, that's done. That's actually done. 1 moves, oh, 6 moves. Okay, oh my god. This is a very, I'm so excited. So this is, again, like, this is the exciting part of this game. Right now, I have no idea who's going to win. It could be 1, it could be 6. I'm just so excited. I truly, truly wish that it's my horse that wins. I hope he can win some money for me. So 1 and 3, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark this one. Or I can place the last bet on him. I think I'm going to place the last bet on him. What difference would that give me? Right now it was 6, right? So if he manages to reach, if he manages to reach in this 3rd place, I'm going to get 3, 18 with this one. If I mark one more here, I am going to get only 21. But if I mark the jersey, I would be getting 5. 18 plus 5 would be 18. How much is 18 plus 5? Now would be 23. So I gain more, $2 more compared to this. Or there is another thing that I can do. I can mark this, use this for the 4, place free bet, $3 bet. So this becomes 9. That is also good. Right, so I can use one more here. And using this one, I can mark this one. Yeah, I think that was because I got a row and a column, right? So I got 2 concessions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I should get one more, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it's correct. I wished. Okay. So this one is there. So that's what we have done. So that's the end of this turn for me. Now over to the AI. Over to the AI. What does he do? 1 and 3. Mark lead on horse's box on. Okay, so that would be 1 on 5. So it's already marked. So place free $2 bet on horse in the lead. Huh. That would be 22. Oh my god. That's definitely not good for us. That's definitely not good for us. Oof. I'm a bit tense right now. Yeah, so that's the end of that round. So 3 moves twice. Okay, so 1 wins the 3rd position. 1, 2. So with 3, this guy moves, so he wins the 3rd position. Well, we tried, and well, it was a very exciting race. Let's see how much each of us has won. So let's go to the scoring now. So for scoring, oh, hold on. So the rest can go back. Okay, I think I messed up. Anyways, I know for a fact 6 and 3 were here, right? The rest hasn't even crossed this. So yes. So what we'll be doing is, let's score. So let's score. What was first? So let me just quickly get my calculator. Yes, I'm okay with maths, but I don't want to make any mistakes, so we'll just use the calculator. So right now, I don't think we need this. So 1 has reached this 3rd position, so he gets 3. So 22 into 3, 66. 2nd place for this guy. So 6 fours are 24. 3 has crossed the no bet line, so he gets back the money that he betted on. That's a word. 5 did not cross the no bet line, so he's not going to get anything for this one. Then 6 has crossed, so that would be 4. 7 has not crossed, 8 has not crossed, so that would be a total of 10, 14, 15. How much is it? My god, I'm so bad at this. Okay, let's see. 66 plus 24 plus 4 plus 1, is it? That's 5. That would be 95. Okay, I was right. So he won 95. So I would be 95 here. Then for him, he has $13 and remaining with him, and now he wins these two positions, so he would be getting 25 and 15. So that would be 50. Sorry, to 40. So that is a total of 95 plus, what is it, 40 plus 30, 148. Not bad. I think we might not win this. So for me, one has reached in the third position. Okay, so that would be 27. Then what is it, 2? Yeah, I think it's 2. So 2 has reached, no, it was 6, no? I don't remember what was it. Let me see if I can find from my, yeah, that was 6. So it was a 6. So 2 has reached in the second position, so that would be 4 again. So 24. Hold on. Okay. Then 3 has crossed, so that would be 2. 4 has won the first place, so 30. Then 6 has crossed the line, so I get 3. So for me, the total is so that would be, how much is it? 27 plus 24 plus how much is it? 2 plus 30, 5 plus 30, 86. No, with this one I get only 35. So here with 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get 20 here. Betting 86. $1 left. So that would be a total of, how much is it? 86 plus 20 plus 35 plus 1 is 142. Okay, so AI has won, but well, we gave it our best, guys. We gave it our best. We weren't sure who was gonna win until the very last moment, so that's definitely exciting. So yeah, so AI has for some reason won. So this is again the second time AI has won, and that's fine. That means that the game is well balanced for sure. So yes, so that's the end of today's gaming session. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, I think that's it, right? So let's end our stream then, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. So I'll meet you guys with more games. But till then, bye bye. Take care, guys. Good night.